So let's get into our theme for the week ahead. I nearly said the month ahead, for the week ahead. Friends, we're looking at the 31st of July through to the 6th of August 2022. I am shuffling the first half of the Word of the Year Oracle, and let's get a single card with a single word that's going to start off our theme for the week ahead. Let's see, what does this next week have in store for us? What is the overall energy of the next week? Right, so cutting the deck over there, and I am taking that card, put the rest down. Second half of the deck to get the second half of our key phrase, which is going to outline and give us the theme for the week ahead. I don't know about you, but this last couple of weeks have been crazy. The energies have been like all over the place. Just when we think we've got a handle on things, something happens and something changes. So hopefully this week we get a bit of reprieve from the madness. Let's have a look. Cards are shuffled. So card number 1, accelerated. So no reprieve. No reprieve. If anything, things are going to be picking up speed and picking up momentum. But let's see in what's picking up speed. How is it? Accelerated growth. You know what? Like, I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I've had enough growth. I feel like, you know what, we've had nothing but growth over the last months. Never mind, if anything, we've had enough growth for the last while. But anyway, we're having accelerated growth. What I'm hearing right now around accelerated growth is we need to embrace it. I know we're tired. I know we've had enough. I know it's all been a little bit too much, but this is basically telling us that we are nearing the end. We are nearing the completion of the growth. So it's accelerating because we're getting closer to the end. It's getting closer to finalization. I'm shuffling now the Little Buddha Oracle, and I'm going to draw a card from the Little Buddha Oracle as well, which is going to work with accelerated growth, hopefully help us to understand accelerated growth. Hopefully it's going to give us a little bit of insight into accelerated growth for the week ahead. Little Buddha Tarot says, Oracle, says to us what we think we become. You know what? So here I am telling you how we've had enough. It's been all a little bit too much. And because that's now what we're thinking, that's immediately the energy that we are manifesting or putting into reality. So this is just a reminder from Buddha to not fall into that trap of fear, to not fall into that trap of chaos, of struggle, of difficulty, but to actually just accept the growth, accept the challenges, accept the circumstances, the situations, accept the way things are. And when we accept and when we embrace and when we acknowledge, immediately it becomes more positive, it becomes easier, and it becomes better for us all. And that's, of course, exactly what we want. We all want better. So accelerated growth for the week ahead is basically telling us that if you're expecting to have a nice, quiet, chilled, relaxed, easy week, guess what? Not going to happen. But what is going to happen is things that we've been resisting or holding back on or keeping to ourselves are going to get pushed into the forefront, pushed into reality, so that we are forced into dealing with the things that we haven't, because that's growth. Okay, growth is acknowledgement and dealing and understanding and processing and comprehending and all of those kind of things. So you're going to find things that you've been putting off psychologically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually for such a long time are going to come to the fore, are going to be almost like really laid out on a silver platter in front of you, not for you to appreciate its beauty, but for you to process it, to deal with it, to transmute it. Okay, it's Saturday when I'm recording this video, and I posted a card of the day on my socials, and it was Archangel Ezekiel, who is all about he's the angel of transmutation, about taking something in one form and transmuting it into another form, taking it so it's almost like taking an apple and creating a watermelon from it. Can you imagine? It's about taking something that isn't working, that isn't serving us a purpose or whatever, and transmuting it and changing it into something better suited, something better for us. And unfortunately, I think we all know growth is not painless. Growth is full of pain. But we need to be very much aware, as the reminder from Buddha, and I love how he's got his little finger up, and he's sort of saying to you, be very mindful of the thoughts, when you have a thought, when you have a concept in your mind, it goes from there to reality almost instantly. Okay, so if you're thinking something, you're putting that energy out into the ethos, out into the universe, and the universe responds and gives you whatever you're thinking. So if you've got fear and doubt and insecurity and concern and all of those kind of energies running around your mind, the likelihood of that becoming bigger and more real is really, really strong. So we need to be very much aware that through our accelerated growth, that we're focusing on the end goals, that we're focusing on the things that we want to achieve, the outcomes that we're looking for, the benefits of what it is that we're going through, and not focusing on the pain and the discomfort and the unease. We need to focus on the end goal. So at the time of releasing this video, obviously it'll be Sunday morning. We have a whole week of accelerated growth to work through, to get through. So I think the important thing for you right now is to maybe start this week off with setting some goals. Start this week off by being mindful, because we are going to be very cautious and mindful of what we're thinking. So let's be mindful of what it is that we want to achieve this week. And at that note, I want to say, don't set unrealistic, unattainable goals. Don't say that you suddenly want to, fix world hunger. It's great that you might want to do that or whatever it is, but let's be realistic. We've only got a 7-day period. And this accelerated growth is the theme for a 7-day period. So set a goal that is attainable, achievable within a 7-day period. Don't set things that are too high, because then you're creating negative outcomes for yourself, which then feeds the negative thinking in the mind, which then spirals completely out of control. So what we think we become, let's focus on outcomes. Let's focus on the growth. Let's focus on what we will achieve, what we will be, what we will attain within a 7-day period. All right. So we're going to look at the crystal that we could possibly use to do this for the week ahead. So I have my crystal cards. Let's give them a shuffle. We're looking for a single card from this deck that is going to give us a crystal that we can all work with for the week ahead. Even if we own the piece or not, a crystal energy that we can meditate on, that we can ponder, that we can think about, that we can draw into our reality, draw into our space, that will give us whatever it is we need for the week ahead. Okay, happy with the shuffle, cutting the deck there and taking a card off the top. Right, put the crystal deck away. Let's see what crystal energy we have for the week ahead. We have a chrysocolla, beautiful. I love that color, isn't it gorgeous? And it says the chrysocolla is thought to stimulate creativity while promoting harmony and communication. It is a great stone to use for meditation. It is also said to aid in the mending of a broken heart. It emits a vibration that can balance the natural energy of earth. Element of water, chakras it's associated with is the throat and the heart. And an affirmation that you can use is, I feel the power of balanced energy. So chrysocolla is really I love that, like I said, I love that color blue. To me, when I look at that, when I read that, when I absorb all of that and I take it into accelerated growth, the fact that it promotes harmony and communication, isn't that what life is all about? Is harmony, communication, understanding. And accelerated growth means we need to be mindful of the thoughts that we speak, the words that we speak, the things that we are communicating, because sometimes the confusion or the challenge comes in when we're thinking one thing, communicating another thing, and then our non-verbal communication is something completely different altogether. So when things don't quite pan out or work out the way you want to, it's not so much about being misunderstood, it's maybe about giving mixed signals in our communications. Accelerated growth means that we're in a hurry, we're busy, there's a lot going on, there's a lot that you're trying to navigate, which means the likelihood of miscommunication grows and amplifies quite a bit. So chrysocolla is basically saying to you, stimulating creativity is problem solving. All right, in a nutshell, that's the way that I look at creativity. That's the way that I understand it. When we have, I often say to people, are you creative? And they go, oh no, I can't draw, I can't paint, I'm not artistic. Creativity and artistic are two very different things. Creativity is understanding a desire and finding a way of achieving that, whether it is through art, whether it is through some kind of artistic skill or whatever, or it could just be like, to me, project managers are really, really creative. Business people are really, really creative. Accountants are really, really creative because they have to understand profits. They have to understand end game, and they've got to work the numbers to achieve the goals in question. So if you're a problem solver, if you're somebody who likes to resolve challenges, find solutions, find outcomes, then you are incredibly creative. And accelerated growth, in order to achieve accelerated growth, in order to get through accelerated growth, we do need to have strong creative skills, talents, and abilities. So, and I do believe that every single one of us are creative. I do believe that we've all got it within us to be creative. We are creative beings. So it's said to be a great stone to use for meditation. When we have a week of accelerated growth, meditation or mindfulness becomes really, really important, because again, we want to make sure that the communication that we think we're communicating and the actual message that we're communicating, we need to make sure that they marry up. So we need to make sure that we are on board and I want to say operating with integrity, operating with truth within ourselves. So chrysocolla certainly seems to be an appropriate crystal for us to use for the week ahead, which is really, really exciting. So as I've said, even if you don't actually own a piece, you can Google it, you can find a picture of it, put it on your phone, and just use it on a daily basis. Just look at the crystal, just remind yourself of the properties of the crystal, and just set the intention that that energy of the crystal works with you. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how it actually does work with you. Right, we're now going to go on to a message from the angels, and today I'm going to work with the Angel Therapy cards by Doreen Virtue. It's a very old, but very simple, very beautiful deck. So let's give it a shuffle and let's see what message wants to come through from the angels for each of us for the week ahead. So this is for the collective. This is for everybody, not specific to a zodiac or anything like that. This is just for all of us for the next 7 days. Message from the angels to inspire us, to guide us, to help us navigate our accelerated growth in the following week, in the next 7 days. Okay, happy with the shuffle, cutting the deck. We have our solar plexus chakra. Very interesting. So solar plexus chakra, and I love how this image just immediately gives this kind of, I'm going to call it this element of power, this element of authority. To read the little key phrase at the bottom, it says, it is safe for you to be powerful and to take charge of your life in positive ways. I say no more. I just point over there because that's exactly. Now, your solar plexus chakra, it's a part of your body. It's an energy center that we have within our physical being. It's located just above the belly button, and it's where we hold our emotions, but it's also where we have our power center. Okay. And you'll find if you're ever feeling vulnerable, you know, we normally cross over our chests, or you find people place their hands straight over their solar plexus, because it's where we are most vulnerable. It's like where all our organs sort of, you know, culminate as such. And it is a place where we are very exposed, and it is our power center. It's the place where we hold all our power. So it is safe for you to be powerful and take charge of your life in positive ways. So this is the angels basically saying to you, don't have any fear, don't have any insecurities, and don't have any doubt. Believe in yourself, believe in your ability to do the things that you want and that you need. Understanding that you're going through a week of accelerated growth, which means if you don't believe in yourself, how are you going to achieve that? So never mind believing in circumstances and situations. It's about self-belief. It's about working on your solar plexus chakra. It's about believing in yourself from that point of view so that you can achieve the things that you want to. So the angels are telling you, they're sending us the power. They're sending us energy to our solar plexus. So you're going to find, you know, if you focus on your solar plexus, if you do a meditation looking at your solar plexus, or becoming aware of your solar plexus, you're going to notice that there's this kind of heightened sensitivity / buzz that happens in that area, which would then be confirmation from the angels that they are with you and helping and guiding you in whichever way that you need. We're not finished with the angels yet, because I do like working with this little deck. It's an Angel's Cove deck created by a local South African, and I have had this deck for a long time, and I do adore it. So let's get a further message from the angels, please. A further additional message from the angels to help us understand accelerated growth to help us understand working with our solar plexus chakra and being aware of what we think we become, and working through our creativity, trusting and believing in our creativity, and allowing the energies to flow for the week ahead, please, angels. Okay. Let's cut the deck. Oh, okay, that was a bit of a tricky one. We have the card of opportunity. So opportunity says, new opportunities are being presented to you. Set your goals and always remember to consult your angels when setting new goals. Watch out for new doors opening for you now. Perhaps this is an opportunity for you to introduce somebody to their angels. So opportunity all around, right? I have to hide. Hide from the glare. Hide from the glare, right? Opportunity. I can't put you there, so you have to stay here in the center. Sorry about that, everybody. We're creating a bit of a railway track here. So opportunity from the angels is basically saying to you, when you believe in yourself, when you acknowledge this power center that you have and how alive and reactive your power center is, when you become aware of what you think that you become and you allow the accelerated growth, that's when these doors of opportunity are going to open for you. We often have a situation where we want the doors, where we want the opportunity, we will want all of that. But when the doors arrive, when the opportunity knocks, we're like, oh, no, I'm scared. And I think this is a message from the angels, considering solar plexus chakra, a message from the angels to tell you, don't be afraid, don't fear, trust, go with it. If a door opens, accept that it's come from the angels, accept that this is your opportunity for growth. Take that risk, take that chance and step through. And when you step through, trust and know that all is well in your world. And this is exactly the message that the angels are bringing. If you have insecurities, doubts and fears in your mind, when an opportunity knocks, the door will close and the opportunity will go, because what you think you become. So if you question and challenge, I am going to say, friends, obviously let's put a little bit of realism into the opportunity. So if somebody gives you an opportunity that truly sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Okay, so put a reality check on everything. But if an opportunity presents and it sounds reasonable, it sounds fabulous, it sounds great, listen to your intuition, listen to your solar plexus, go within yourself, connect with your solar plexus. Does it feel warm and fuzzy, or does it feel heightened and nervous? Heightened and nervous is probably not a good opportunity. If it feels fuzzy and relaxed and excited, it probably is a good opportunity. But this week of accelerated growth means you're not going to have a lot of time to ponder and think about the opportunities. When the opportunity presents, grab it and run with it, so that you don't lose out and that you don't miss out on a fabulous chance. Right, friends, welcome. We are working with the Gilded Tarot Royale this week to do our elemental readings. Such an awesome deck. I love the vibrant colors. I love the way it shuffles. I love everything about this deck. So this is the deck that we're going to be working with today. So fire signs, let's get into your reading. Fire signs being Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Let's have a look and see what is in store for you for the week ahead. So week ahead energy for fire signs, Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius, please, Spirit. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy for the week ahead. What's in store for you? What do you need to know? What do you need to be aware of for the week ahead? Let's cut the deck. Card number 1, fire signs. We have got 4 of Pentacles. Look how bright that is. Beautiful. We have got the Page of Cups, and we have the 8 of Swords. All right, so fire signs. Immediately when I look at, let's get that out of the glare. Immediately when I look at these 3 cards for you fire signs, it's very clear to me that you're a little bit apprehensive. it's very clear to me that you may find yourself not being too excited and enthusiastic about all the stuff going on around you. You may be a little bit hesitant, a little bit uncertain, and a little bit, I want to say you may be holding back a little bit, okay? So this tells me that you're not really on board with this accelerated growth, or you might be, but you're nervous. You're holding back, you're a little bit nervous about the opportunities, not quite sure how things are going to pan out, if it's the right idea, if it's not the right idea. So I definitely get this apprehension with you that's coming through quite strongly. Page of Cups is saying that you're so enthusiastic and you're so willing and you're so curious and you're so eager to experience it all, but this is what's holding you back. So this nervous apprehension is what's holding you back. So my mind is working quicker than my mouth. What I'm getting here is that we take one step forward, two steps back, one step forward, two steps back, one step forward, two steps back. So ultimately we are moving backwards as opposed to moving forwards. And you know what's, and it's quite interesting the way that it's coming through. We've got the solar plexus chakra, which is really a powerful energy center within our body. And fire signs, you guys are normally very solar plexus kind of energy, where it's like, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's get things done. But this week there's definitely this holding back kind of energy. And I think it's because of the past experiences that you've had, fire signs, because when I look at this Eight of Swords that we have over here, the message of the Eight of Swords is saying that, you feel as if everything's against you. Everyone is against you. You feel as if you're out on your own. You feel as if you've been neglected, abandoned, forgotten. And you're also feeling a little bit nervous that there's danger. So what happens is we go into, normally we have fight or flight mode. And it looks like, fire signs, that we're very much in a standing still mode. We're not really eager to move forward. We want to, but we don't have the energy. We don't have the understanding. We're fearful. We're nervous. But I'm here to tell you, fire signs, that for the week ahead, you've got to understand that you are your own worst enemy. Okay? Be very mindful, or be very careful, that we need to grow. We need to change. We need to evolve. All right? Evolution is taking place, whether you're on board or not. There's no slowing it down. There's no stopping it. So you might as well get on board. All right, but it seems, fire signs, that we're nervous and we're nervous and afraid, and we're fearful, and because of that, we've become our own worst enemies, and actually we've prevented ourselves from moving forward. We feel as if it's a no-win situation. We feel as if it's like everybody's against you and nothing's working out, and why should I bother, and all of these kind of things. But the truth of the matter is that which you perceive to be a danger is actually a positive, and you are loved and supported, not trapped and controlled. But it's the way that you're perceiving it, but it's that you are your own worst enemy. So Aries, Leo, and Sag, for the week ahead, when you find yourself feeling like you want to retreat, like you want to run away, like you don't trust anybody, like you're nervous and apprehensive about situations around you, stop for a second. Take a breath. Meditate. Allow the chrysocolla energy to help you resolve conflict, resolve challenges, help you to feel stronger, to communicate better. Use it to help you with meditation to overcome your insecurities and your doubts. Recognize that opportunities are going to come through for you, and ask yourself, when you've stopped, when you've had your bit of a timeout moment, and you're now looking at your situation, ask yourself, is it me just imagining and perceiving the situation this way? Is this actually an opportunity for growth that I am seeing as conflict, as a challenge, and that is causing me to want to run away? Or is it actually just something that I should embrace? So fire signs, I definitely think you are your own worst enemy this week. You are holding back, and I get that we're tired. I get that we're, it's been, like I said, it's been a long period, and we're at a point in our lives now where we're like, enough already. I get that. I so get that. But at the same time, we need to understand that we're so close to destination. We're so close to, getting through the hardship, moving past pain, moving through the pain. But if we stop moving, we're never going to get beyond it. So this is definitely telling you to keep pushing forward, even when it feels like it's just a no-go zone. Keep pushing forward, because you're so close. Remember, what we think, we become. And this is a week of accelerated growth, which means it's going to be tough. It's going to be uncomfortable. It's going to be hard. But honestly, fire signs, you've got this, okay? But you have to keep doing the work. Keep pushing yourself beyond, and realize that you are not trapped, caged, blocked, restricted in any way. All of that is just a figment of your own imagination. So take a minute to work through that. Take a minute to perceive it differently, and suddenly the gates of opportunity will open and you will be able to work through. But you are stronger than you realize. All right. Lots of love and blessings to you, fire signs. Look after yourselves and take it easy. All right, let's put these cards back in the deck, because I just feel like that's a better option to do, because at least that way all the cards get a chance to come through if they need to, and at least that way the cards are all back in their spot again. And we're now doing our earth signs. So welcome, earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Welcome. Using Gilded Tarot Royale as our deck for our elemental readings this week. Let's give it a good shuffle. I like this deck because I can shuffle it. Some decks just have perfect cardstock for shuffling, and others just don't like it. This one is beautiful. Love that sound. A little bit of ASMR for you guys. All right. Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's see what the week ahead has in store for you. What is coming up for you for the next 7 days? We have got 2 of Cups. We have got 4 of Cups. Interesting. And we have the 2 of Pentacles. Okie dokie. So earth signs, we've got 2 twos surrounding a 4. 2 is the card. 2 is the number of balance. It's the number of duality. It's the number of recognizing the difference between light and dark, and the fact that we can't have one without the other, that everything coexists very well together, but it's about finding that balance. Interesting that we've got the 2 twos surrounding the 4. So those of you into your numerology, 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 in the middle, you know, and if we bring all of that together, it obviously brings us to an 8. So all of those numbers are very strong, very powerful numbers within the numerology system. Okay, starting over here with the 2 of Cups for the week ahead. This is basically saying to you, earth signs, that don't try and do anything on your own this week. All right, partnership and pairing up with, connecting with, working with, engaging with others is actually the most important thing for you. But we get that you're so I have to giggle, so tired and irritated and frustrated with having to deal with other people. You know, sometimes you have these kind of thoughts about, you know, I'd just rather do it on my own. Let me rather just do it on my own, because I don't trust people. I don't, you know, people just have this tendency to let me down. I'm so irritated. I'm so bored. I'm so frustrated with other people. The word that I'm hearing in my head is apathy. Okay. So it's like you're just not there. You're just not, it doesn't excite you anymore. You'd much rather just handle things on your own and know that it's fine. But earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, this is spirit saying don't do everything on your own. Things are better when shared, okay? Responsibilities halved, shared between 2 people just makes it easier for everybody. It just makes it more achievable and approachable for everybody. You've got to work through your own feelings. So 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups is the card of disinterest. 4 of Cups is the card of saying, like, I'm so bored, I'm so disinterested, I'm so frustrated with the norm, with the average, with the status quo, with the, you know, the way that every day is exactly the same. But this has got to do with your connections with other people. So you're going to find yourself feeling very overwhelmed and frustrated and anxious around other people this week, but you're going to have to overcome it because of this accelerated growth, because of what we think we become. So the more you focus on how irritated you are, the more irritated you are going to become. Okay, 2 of Pentacles over here, and this is a very interesting card, because here we have this guy standing on a rock outcrop. Okay, he's out at ocean. Here we can see that there is a ship coming in. He's standing there. You can see the waves are crashing around his feet, or there's storm clouds brewing. There's a lot of chaos, a lot of movement, a lot of chaos, a lot of upheaval happening around him. He's standing very sure-footed. Okay, so he's got his 2 feet planted very securely on the ground. But what he's doing is he's trying to find balance within his happiness, within his joy, within his physical being. But he knows that he's having to, like, really anchor himself in order to find his balance. If he isn't so anchored and so securely footed, you know, he's going to be thrown around like, you know, like he's a feather. So he's trying very hard to manage and to the word I want to use is sustain himself, okay? He's trying very hard to control and sustain himself, but at the same time, he realizes that if he loses focus for just 1 second, that's it. He's falling into the water, the wind is taking him, the storm is taking him, and he's not ever going to succeed. When I look at all of this together, earth signs, there's a lot of water energy coming through, but we have our earth in the middle here. We've also got this whole feeling of frustration and I want to say anxiousness, but not anxiety. Okay, so it seems like it's going to be a frustrating week for you, but let's come back to our accelerated growth, because earth signs, as I said earlier on, growth isn't growth if there isn't a bit of pain and suffering. I'm not saying that there's pain and suffering, but I'm certainly saying there's discomfort. We need to work on your solar plexus. You need to develop your solar plexus. You need to empower your solar plexus so that your solar plexus can empower you to deal with this. But understand that people are going to frustrate you, and you're going to be trying so hard to maintain your status quo, to maintain your balance, to maintain your equilibrium. But if you take your eye off the prize for 1 second, you're going to be completely knocked. So opportunities are there. Work through this that you're dealing with, okay? It's very important, earth signs, that you do. It's very important that you push through the hardship, the frustration, the complications, whatever it may be, because I think when you push through, that's when the sun starts coming out again. That's when the rainbows are going to be shown to you. That's when the opportunity is going to knock. But you've got to get through this first. You've got to get through this kind of, oh, do I have to do this? All right. And I can hear you in my head. I can hear you in my head, just like rolling your eyes at me. Okay. I can hear it. So we have to push through that. You have to, because if you can, no, I'm going to change it. When you do push through this, that's when you're going to realize that nothing can topple you, that nothing can knock you off, that nothing can, I want to say, skew your equilibrium. All right, so earth signs, lots of love and blessings to you. I do hope that you overcome, succeed, and achieve everything that you want and that you need to for the week ahead. I'm going to put the cards back in the deck, and then we're going to move on to our next elementals. Right, next we have our beautiful air signs. So welcome, air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. This week I am working with the Gilded Tarot Royale. This deck shuffles like a dream. That's one of the benefits of a Llewellyn deck. Their cardstock is just so awesome. It's not fancy, but it works. So we're looking at air signs, and I'm giving you a little bit of ASMR while we're doing air signs. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, please. We're looking at energy for the week ahead. What is in store for you? What do you need to be aware of? What do you need to be mindful of? What is important and significant for air signs for the week ahead, please, Spirit? Right, let's have a look. Let's cut the deck. Card number 1, air signs, we have got Knight of Cups. Beautiful coloring on this deck, so bright and so bold and so beautiful. We have the 8 of Swords, and we have Judgment. Alrighty. So air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, to me, so the first thing that I notice here, okay, is we've got a lot of forward movement, which is great. It's accelerated growth, okay? That's what that is in a nutshell. This is doing everything massive, everything on a big scale. This is about realizing that you don't hold anything back. If you've got something to say, if you've got something to show, if you've got something to do, you do it wholeheartedly. You throw yourself into it 100%. The challenge comes in that you don't believe in yourself. The challenge comes in that you feel, especially this week where we have a week of accelerated growth, you are so super eager to do things to the best of your ability. To, if somebody says, can you help me? You're like, absolutely, yes. You don't think about the consequences. You don't think about your own needs, wants, and desires. You're like, I'm there, I'm doing it. And if you choose to do something, you have a tendency to throw yourself into it 100%, which is, under normal circumstances, really, really great, okay? But air signs, we're having a week of accelerated growth, which means that there's this desire within you to do so much, to take on so much, to accomplish so much. But when it comes to you believing in yourself, so helping other people is fabulous, all right? Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. We don't have any issues with that. But the air signs, this week it looks like you're struggling within yourself. You don't have enough belief in yourself. So if you have a conversation with yourself around, oh, I really want to do that, the but comes in here. Yeah, but, can it work? And do you have? And the last time you tried, this happened. There's a lot of insecurities and doubts about yourself, not about other people, not about your ability to help other people, your ability to help yourself. Okay, that seems to be highlighted for you this week, air signs. Your ability to help yourself, or actually your ability to believe in yourself, seems to be heightened. And that's why we've got the judgment card that's come through here. What I love about the judgment card, so for those of you who are not in South Africa, you might not understand what I'm saying, but this trumpet, in South Africa, we call it a vuvuzela. Now, vuvuzela are generally used in sporting matches, soccer games, rugby games, etc. When our team is doing well and when our team is victorious, we blow the vuvuzela. It is a incredibly loud and annoying, fabulous sound. But what it does is it brings attention to a positive. It brings attention to celebration. It brings attention to truth. Okay, so the reason why the judgment card has come through for you, air signs, because first of all, a trumpet is blowing air. All right, so it's air sign. All right, it's blowing air. It's bringing that element of air into it. But never mind that. The judgment card is bringing attention to something that you ordinarily would turn away from. Because look what she's doing. She's turning away from the judgment card. Okay, she's blindfolded. So she can't see what's going on. So what's happened is because she can't see what's going on, she's imagining and perceiving the worst. She's hearing the vuvuzela, she's hearing the trumpet blow, and she's imagining it is calling the end of a situation as opposed to celebrating the victories and the successes. These two cards combined, air signs, are basically confirming how you've got such a low belief in yourself at the moment, okay? Such a low, I don't want to call it a self-esteem, because I don't think it is a self-esteem, but I don't think you're believing in yourself. I don't think you're giving yourself enough credit. And that's why the judgment card is there. And that's why you're going to hear the horn or the trumpet or the vuvuzela blowing continuously, not to highlight or danger or a concern, but to remind you that you are your own worst enemy at the moment. Yes, you have amazing talent, skills, and abilities, and all you want to do is help others. All you want to do is be there for other people. But sometimes you have to be there for yourself as well. So, air signs, for the week ahead, it is a week of accelerated growth. So learn this. Learn it quickly so that it can be put aside so that you can enjoy the opportunities that are coming through for you. Solar plexus, focus on your solar plexus for the week ahead. Become aware of your solar plexus for the week ahead, because that's where this insecurities, doubts, and fears are residing. It's also where your confidence in helping others reside. But we need to find that balance between helping others and helping yourself. That is where this growth is coming through for you. Okay, so please pay attention to how hard you're being on yourself, the way that you are judging yourself, and try not judge yourself too harshly, because remember, what you think, you become. So change the way that you perceive yourself, change the way that you think about yourself. And this week, every time you hear a horn blow, whether it be a car horn, whether it be a train horn, whether it be a who knows what horn, anytime you hear a loud kind of single tone bob sound, just know that it's a message from your angels that you are being too harsh on yourself and you need to ease up, because we are going through a period of accelerated growth. Air signs, lots of love and blessings to you. I do hope that you have an amazing week ahead. Sending you all lots of love. Right, let's put the cards back into the deck in random places so that we can move on to our water signs. Welcome, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Welcome to your weekly elemental reading. This week I am working with the Gilded Tarot Royale, and it shuffles so beautifully. So we are doing a little bit of ASMR shuffling to go in with it as well this week. Such fun, such fun. I love it. Shuffling cards this way is my therapy, and not all cards work as well as this, that this is good cardstock. It's cheap and nasty cardstock, but it works so beautifully for shuffling. So that's why we do it. All right. Water signs, let's see what's in store for you for the week ahead. Energies for the week ahead for Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Card number 1, we have the, look how beautiful those colors are. Sidetracked, hold on. Squirrel moment. Right, card number 1 we have is the Emperor. Card number 2 for Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, we have the 6 of Pentacles. And card number 3 is the 4 of Wands. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cards. All right, water signs. So we have very powerful energies coming through here from these 3 cards for you for the week ahead. The Emperor he's the planner, he's the strategist, he's the one who is orchestrating the army or navigating the army, driving the army, leading the army. He's very much up front. He has a solid plan, a plan that he's comfortable with, a plan that he's thought out and worked out with his group. I don't know what you call the people. He's got all of that kind of thing well figured out and well versed, and he's got the plan. There he holds it in his scrolls. Okay, so he knows exactly what needs to happen. He maybe doesn't share that information with everybody, but he's got the plan and he knows exactly what needs to be done. He is a leader of leaders. Okay, the one thing that we have to always understand with the Emperor is that he is strong and he is capable and he's powerful and controlling and all of those kind of things, sometimes even bordering on arrogance. But one thing that he isn't is emotional. Now, it's quite interesting that that has come through for water signs who are typically emotional people. Okay, typically all emotional people. So we have this non-emotional card coming through, and here we have 2 emotion cards coming through. So the message that the Emperor is giving you, water signs, for the week ahead is to stay focused, to stay in control, and to stay on track with your goals that you have set for this week. Okay, remembering it is a week of accelerated growth, which means if we don't stay focused, if we don't stay on track, we're not going to achieve the things that we want to. So putting your emotions aside, putting your your concerns and insecurities aside, we're going to focus on the plan ahead, and we're not going to allow ourselves to be deviated or distracted from that. We then have the 6 of Pentacles. Now, the 6 of Pentacles, and I know I say this about a lot of the cards, but it's definitely one of my favorites. The 6 of Pentacles, here we have a person who clearly lives a really lavish, beautiful life. He has everything that his heart desires. He has an abundance of coin. He has an abundance of home. He has an abundance of everything that he could ever want, and so much more. And he recognizes that he has so much more than other people. He recognizes that he is in a positive space. So what he's done is he's now chosen to share his abundance with other people. So he's gone to a community window and he's standing, you can see he's elevated from everybody else. So he's standing above everybody else. He's got his scales with him because he doesn't want to give too much that puts himself in a deficit. Okay, so he wants to make sure that he's only giving the excess that he has available. So he's standing there, and because coin is important to him, because money is important to him, because he measures his happiness by the amount of coin that he has, he assumes everybody around him wants coin as well. He assumes coin equals happiness. I personally disagree with him, because I don't believe that coin equals happiness, but that's how he believes, and that's the way that he measures himself. So here he has his scale, and he's measuring the coin on the scale, and anything extra that doesn't tip the scale in the wrong way for him, he's throwing out the window at the people who are standing there. So here we can see is one hand and another hand. The hands are open, they're asking, they're ready to grasp and to grab, but they're not grasping and grabbing. Interesting one. So water signs, what's coming through here is he has an excess of coin. His assumption is that what he has of excess is what everybody else needs, wants, and desires. So he's sharing. Bless his soul. He's being kind, he's being considerate, he's being caring, he's being supportive, he's being blah, 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 blah. But the truth of the matter is, he hasn't actually taken a second to ask the people standing there what it is that they need help with. He's assuming that they want money, so he's throwing the money at them, but they're not grabbing the money because actually they need help with something else. but he hasn't taken the minute to ask. So the message that comes through water signs for each one of you with this particular card, it's basically saying to you, we're going through a week of accelerated growth. There's a lot that needs to happen. You need to stay focused. You need to stay determined. You need to stay on track with the goals that you've set for yourself. When you think you're being kind and generous and supportive to other people, just do a reality check for yourself. Just stop for a second before you rush into it, before you start throwing coin out the window. Just stop and ask the question, how can I help you? What is it that you want? Or just keep quiet and listen to what the people are saying. And if you can do that, if you can just realign yourself with the needs of those around you, you will have all the happiness that you want, that you deserve, and that you're looking for. The problem is we have to understand that just because you have a lot of one thing doesn't mean that that's what everybody wants from you. Sometimes they just want to sit and have a cup of coffee and a chat. They don't necessarily want you to pay their rent for them, but what they would like is for you to actually just hear them out. So it's about making sure that what you're giving is actually what is needed. All right. So water signs, that being Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces, for the week ahead, stay strong, stay supportive, but just make sure that the support that you're offering is the support that's needed, because in that way, everybody will be happy. And that's all that matters, isn't it? And I know my water signs, I know you guys just want everybody to be happy. You just want everybody to have commitment and stability and happiness and joy in their lives. But you're not going to get that. You're not going to help anybody if you're just throwing stuff at them that they don't actually need. All right. And understand that this is a major, major lesson for each one of you for the week ahead. All right. Lots of love and blessings, water signs. I hope you have an awesome, awesome week ahead. Okay, let's put our tarot away. Where can I put it? Running out of space. All right, tarot is there. Friends, it is now the time of the reading that everybody enjoys, Q&A with Spirit. So here I have my cue cards. Let's give them a shuffle. So if this is the first time you're doing a Q&A with Spirit, I actually don't know how many cards. I keep saying that and I keep thinking I must count them, but then after I've recorded the reading, the thought is gone. And I only use them for this reading. So this is a series of questions that I have. Thought-provoking, simple, challenging, interesting questions. And as I shuffle, I'm sort of saying to Spirit, what is something that we should all be thinking? What is something that we should all be questioning? What is something that's on our minds that we can all be working through for the next week? And then once I have shuffled and drawn a card, we will use another tarot deck to get some answers. So I'm happy with shuffling the cues. Let's draw a cue. So our cue for the week ahead. How fabulous is that? What can I do to help my life shift into a new, easy rhythm? Now, how does that tie in so beautifully? I love it. Absolutely love it. Because basically what this is saying, understanding the accelerated growth, understanding growth means new. Growth means new opportunities, new situations, new circumstances. And the question that's come through there is, what can I do? What can we do? What can you do to help my life, your life, our life shift into a new easy rhythm? Because that immediately acknowledges that there's change, acknowledges that things are different, acknowledges that things are not always the way that we want them to be, as simple and as easy as we want them to be. This is acknowledging that there is a new rhythm. And when we recognize a new rhythm, a new opportunity, we then have to adjust ourselves into that. So what can we do to help our lives shift into a new easy rhythm? And the tarot deck that I grabbed even before I started recording, because I do this recording in one take, there's no stopping and changing and whatever else. This is the tarot deck that I grabbed, the Tarot de Luz. Tarot de Luz stands for Tarot of Light. So I do like it. I think it'll fit in quite beautifully with what can we do to help our lives shift into a new easy rhythm. Tarot de Luz is a little bit little bit quirky, a little bit different, a little bit fabulous. I love the gold edging, gilding on the back of the cards. Beautiful. So Tarot de Luz, Tarot of Light. Let's shuffle. We're really having a good shuffle back today because I chose cards that shuffle so beautifully, and like I said, giving us all a nice ASMR experience. Right, let's get serious for a minute, friends. What can we do to help our lives shift into a new easy rhythm? Because we acknowledge, we confirm that the last couple of weeks have not been easy, especially as far as rhythm goes. The last couple of weeks have not been easy. We've certainly had challenges, but we understand that we're getting to the end of the challenge, getting to the end of the difficulties. We have a new reality that has laid out in front of us. So we do need to shift into a new easy rhythm. So what can we do to help our lives shift into a new easy rhythm? Love this question. Okay, card number 1 that we have is the Ten of Swords. I half expected that. Card number 2 is the Queen of Cups. Card number 3 is Strength. And card number 4 is like a Judgment. Oh my gosh. You know what? This is this is actually quite pretty fabulous. So friends, this is a deep, deep, deep message. I say that because we've got the 2 major arcana cards of Strength and Judgment. Immediately I notice our Judgment, he's got no clothes on. There is complete and utter transparency, looking up at the heavens, hands out like this and saying, this is who I am. See me, take me, accept me for who I am. We've got the Strength, which is about diving within to focus on our inner demons and to find our strength to deal with whatever it is that we need to deal with in life. So we've got these 2 really, really powerful cards. Then we've got the Queen of Cups here. Now, there we have a heart in the center that is dripping blood, okay? We've got people, well, mer people, and then we've got our Queen at the top, and what she's doing is she's handling and navigating everything and everyone. She's got she's the mummy who's got eyes on the back of her head, and she knows exactly what's going on. Does she see that you're about to fall? Of course she does. Does she stand back and allow you to fall? Of course she does, okay? Because she understands it. She understands that in falling, you learn, you grow. She understands that when you fall, when you bump yourself, when you collapse, when you fall down, that is when the best growth happens. So she's not always going to cover you in bubble wrap and protect you and keep you safe. She's going to allow you to have the experiences because she knows it's part of your evolution. It's part of your growth. And then we've got, and I know I've read the cards backwards, but we're going to get back to it, okay? I'm sort of just taking us through the tough ones to the easy one. I say that, but Ten of Swords. For those of you who read tarot, you'll know Ten of Swords is not fabulous. Ten of Swords, but I love this depiction of the Ten of Swords, okay? Because here we have this wise owl standing on a single tree branch. All on their own. They have a key stuck to their chest or embodied within them, which recognizes that we have the key to everything for ourselves. Ten of Swords is about feeling so overwhelmed and feeling so completely shattered, feeling like I can't anymore. Time out, take me out, I'm done. But also understanding that as soon as you succumb to a situation, as soon as you give in to a situation, immediately the growth, the new day dawns, and immediately everything just becomes better. But it requires you to succumb. It requires you to give into a situation in order to have the growth, in order to have. So how do we shift into an easy rhythm? Because reading the cards as I've done has highlighted what has been the challenge, the difficulty, the hardship that we've all experienced, that we've all been going through as a species, as individuals, as people. So what can we do to help our lives shift to a new higher rhythm? By recognizing it is what it is, realizing that we are loved and supported by Spirit, but Spirit recognizes that we have to have the hardships and the difficulties in order to learn to grow. So let's do that, okay? Let's not feel sorry for ourselves. Let's not feel hard done by. Let's not feel as if the world is against you and, everybody's pointing fingers and blah, blah, blah. Let's just recognize that, okay, if I behave in this way, this is the result. This is the outcome. This is how I fall down and graze my knees. So next time, I'm not going to walk that way. Next time, I'm not going to do the same things. Let's learn from our mistakes, but knowing that we are supported, that we are loved, and it's about shifting the focus from how awful things are to it's only awful because you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. And if you change the way that you do things, you will become stronger, you will become healthier, you will become better. And I want to show you, there we have heart center. So here we have a key in our heart. Here we have a heart in the center of the card. Here we have that she's leaned into her heart, dug deep within her heart to find her courage and her strength. She's got her hand opening. Sorry, I thought somehow her hand was inside the lion's mouth, but it's not. She's got a hand over there and a hand over there, and she's actually pulling the lion's mouth open because she has, I want to say, overpowered him, but not in an arrogant way. She's overpowered him with love. Okay, she's overpowered him with love, with acceptance, with harmony, with just truth, because she opened her heart. She recognized the error of her ways. She learned by her mistakes, and she dug deep to find her courage, her conviction, her strength, her compassion, her understanding, not only for herself, but for everybody around her. And she realized that it all starts with her. Here we have the judgment card. Let's go back to our question. What can we do to help our lives shift into a new easy rhythm by being honest, open, trustworthy, full of integrity, full of hope, full of promise, full of positivity, and not focusing on the challenge? Friends, I know we've had years and years and years of hardships, of tragedy, of craziness, but we have to understand the accelerated growth that we're going through as a species, as a planet, as a everybody. And I'm not just talking about the humans. Our globe, our actual earth that we live on, is going through accelerated growth of change. We've had crazy weather, we've had crazy floods, we've had crazy experiences, crazy diseases. I mean, like, come on. Everything is shifting, but we're all focusing on how hard done by we are, instead of saying, you know what, let's learn, let's grow, let's become better, let's become kinder, let's become stronger, without being arrogant and full of ego and full of judgment. Let's let go of all of that so that we can all shift into a new easy rhythm. And friends, don't say, well, when I see my neighbor doing it, then I will do it. Don't do that. Don't wait to see it happen with somebody else. Adopt it for yourself. Be the leader, because remember, what we think, we become. So if this is what you're thinking, if this is what you're focusing on, you're never going to have what you want. The opportunities will never present themselves to you. Chrysocolla crystal reminds you that it stimulates creativity while promoting harmony and communication. Harmony and communication. Harmony and communication. Harmony and communication will give you the opportunity to accept, to move through, to process your accelerated growth, so that what you think is exactly what you become, and understanding the strength that you have within you to achieve everything your heart desires and so much more. I'm having an urge to look at the shadow card. Not something I do all the time, not something that I normally bring into my readings, but I'm just suddenly having an urge. Let's have a look. So the shadow card is the card that's at the bottom of the deck, and it normally highlights or mentions or talks about something that's lying underneath the surface that isn't clearly obvious, but is a shadow aspect that we all need to work through in order to manifest whatever the reading has said. So shadow card that we I love it. Oh my gosh, I shouldn't laugh so loud. Oh my gosh, friends, no ways. You know what I say time and time again, I cannot make this stuff up. I cannot. So OMG, I love this. This excites me like nothing else on earth. So the death card, I so, you know what, we have to. The world as we know it has to end. The world as we know it today, it has to, boom, time out, stop, end, cross, stop. We have to shift into a new rhythm. We have to. And the only way that we can is to let go of who we used to be. We are not the same people we were 20 years ago, 30 years ago, 100 years ago. We are not. But for some reason, we're holding on to, because we believe if we let go of our old ways, we lose access, or we lose the connection to our ancestors, to our religion, traditions, to our cultures. But actually, no, we need to transform. We need to change. We need to grow. Keeping that in our pockets, keeping that as a part of us. But there are aspects of who we used to be that is no longer relevant, that is no longer significant, that actually no longer contributes to this new reality, to this new you, this new us, this new rhythm. We have to change, friends. Now, I'm going to stop right there. I am, of course, moving on to a bonus reading for my Motivated and Activated channel members. So if that's you, stick around. But for the rest of you, thank you so much for being here with me today. With love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care.